Hi, second graders. So you just listened to the creation story on YouTube. If you haven't listened to it yet, you need to pause this video and go watch that because it's important to understand the rest of this lesson. So the story that you listened to is called the creation story. Here's the word creation. If something is created, that means it is made. So in this story, talks about how God created everything. He created the world, plants, animals, people. So this story is the first story in the Bible, and it is in the Old Testament. Can you please say that out loud right now at home? Old Testament. So the Bible is broken up into two parts. The Old Testament, which has all the stories before Jesus was born and laws, different things we have to follow. And the New Testament, which starts with the Gospels that we hear at church and talks about Jesus and his life. Can you say this one out loud? New Testament. So which one are we focusing on today? That's right, the Old Testament, because we heard the story of creation, when God created the world. So I want you to think a little bit more about all the different things that God has created. So you're going to do your activity for religion today with me while I do it on my whiteboard. So please get out a piece of paper or a notebook paper and a pencil. You can pause this video if you don't have it out already. And then once you're ready, what's the first thing you put on every paper? Your name, number, date. And today is August 24th, 2020. And I just ran out of room, so I'd write it underneath. But if you have space, you can write it next to it. And then we are going to give our paper a title. We are going to call it God's Creations. So write God's Creations. And you can underline that if you want to show that it's the title of our paper. And now we are going to make what's called a T-chart. Do you remember a T-chart from math last week? Kind of like that, but this one's a little bit bigger. So you're going to draw one line across your page like this. And then you need to put sections. So this is a little bit bigger than the T-chart from math because you have 3 sections. And then we are going to label our T-chart. We're going to put right here, people, and then in the middle, places, and then the last one, things. Now, when you hear person, place, or thing, what do you think about right away? What pops in your head? That's right, nouns. All of these are nouns, person, place, or thing. And they're also all God's creations. So we're going to think about some people, some places, and some things that God created. You can write the same list as me if you would like, or you can listen, pause, and then write your own list. It's up to you. I'm going to get a different marker so you can see. So people. Who's somebody in your life that God created? The first one I thought of was my mom. So I'm going to make a little mark to show that I'm making a list. And I'm going to put mom. Who's another person that God created? Mrs. Covington, our new principal. And then think of more people that God created. I'm going to put my favorite singer, Taylor Swift. So God created these 3 people and all the other people in the world. So put 3 people on your list that God created. Now let's move to places. This can be an actual place out in nature, like Santa Cruz, or it can be somewhere like you can put the ocean. You can choose what you want to put. But I'm going to put my first one that I just said, Santa Cruz. This is a beautiful, beautiful place that God created. And I want you guys to notice, I use capital letters for my S and my C. Just like how I did over here for Mrs. Covington and Taylor Swift. Because those are names. They are what's called proper nouns. But if I was to put something that wasn't a name, such as a river, God created that, it's a place, there's tons of rivers, I would do lowercase because it is not a proper noun. It's not a name. Think of another place that God created. I'm going to put Yosemite. And if you're not sure how to spell things, you can try your best. You can put, sometimes we would put SP question mark next to something that we're not sure if it's spelled correctly. That means spelling question mark. We can come back and check that later. Okay, our third column, this is called a column, are things. So animals and plants are included in this. And remember, if it's not an exact name, like Mocha, my dog, Mocha, that would be capital M. But if I was just to put dog, I wouldn't do a capital letter. So one thing that God created that's alive is a dog. He also created trees. And I'm going to put my favorite flower in the world that he created, sunflowers. So are these all of God's creations right here? No, there are so many more other things that God has created. He created all of the people, the gorgeous nature, the animals on earth, the plants. So if you haven't filled in your T-chart yet with me, right now, go ahead and put at least 3 in each column. So this is 1 column of people, 1 column of places, and 1 column of things. So when I say at least 3, that means you have to have 3, but you can totally put more. So if you want to just list a whole bunch, go for it. When you finish with this, if you would like to draw little pictures around it, you may. And then please put this in your yellow Finish Me folder. All week we are going to talk about the creation story and God's creations, so you will need this paper tomorrow. Thank you, second graders.